Okay, so just want to get some short thoughts. This is a short follow up on 007 First Light. Absolutely been enjoying the game, of course. Once I beat the game, I plan on streaming it and just doing more of the tacticals, challenges, and things like that. Things that be a little more exciting and not spoil the story for you guys or whatever. But I did want to talk about, you know, those people that we sometimes like to talk about, those grifters, those people that get on YouTube and they make all kinds of crazy and outrageous claims about video games being woke and all this gender identity and all this, political shit and whatnot. The same song and dance. You've seen several of these channels before, I am sure. I am sure. These aren't people that really talk about video games and their individual merits or anything like that. They talk about the failures of these video games being sculpted to society and all this other crazy stuff, and trying to indoctrinate people and all of this good stuff. I'm going to show you some kind of funny takes here. This is just a very small sample size of some people I found on Twitter. Um, People that we've all, that have previously been debuted on this channel. But they're getting a little bit of a special highlight today. So we're going to go ahead and switch over here. The first one, we got good old Endymion. Now, Endymion is kind of an interesting one because I actually have enjoyed a couple of his videos. Not completely terrible. Like there's some decent content, I will say. But he does certainly fall into this mold of the grifter space, for sure. And this is a tweet that's a very perfect example indeed, where he says, because who wouldn't want to play a modern James Bond game where 007 embodies the values of modern day Britain? Yes, buy our game where you protect globalist ideals as an agent of the government that imprisons people for mean tweets. This Bond would ironically kill you if you expose Somali daycare fraud in Britain too. Wow, can't wait, guys. Obviously being very sarcastic here and, referencing a lot of these modern political events. Of course, there is some crazy stuff going on in the UK in regards to censorship and things like that. I'm not going to get into that. That's not what this channel is about. But I digress. Obviously, this is a fantasy video game, fictional character. I don't see how that would apply, but alas, I guess maybe he agreed because check this one out right here. Platinum Trophy 209, 007 First Light. Yeah, good game. Easy platinum. Pretty sure the final Taxim trophy glitched and unlocked early, but it's all good with me. I enjoyed it. Onward. Onward indeed. Because if you can't successfully grift your point and the game turns out to be a banger and you kind of lose the plot, well, best thing to do is move on and save face. Don't actually admit that you made a mistake or anything like that. But that's what you generally expect with these types, of course. Another one, of course, good old Grummz. Everybody knows Grummz. Mark Kern used to work for Blizzard and now just scams people out of hundreds of thousands of dollars on a game project that's never going to happen, if we're honest. But if it does happen, well, it'll be because of AI, because he's definitely a big fan of that stuff. But let's see what he had to say right here. The Indonesian rating board has a huge leak of developer email and footage of First Light 007 gameplay videos, including the ending. It is rumored. This game is so dead. First, it's super woke. Next, it's leaked. Can't wait to see the clips. So obviously, he was on the bandwagon of this game being for the modern audience because of like certain words that IO Interactive used, because this is a new portrayal of Bond and they're trying to just make sure that the portrayal matches, they're obviously trying to bring in new audiences because like a lot of people don't have real experience with James Bond. Certainly not in the video game space because it's been like 14 years since we've had a James Bond game and even longer since we've had a good one. But I guess Grummz has changed his mind too. Let's see what he's got to say now. James Bond 007 First Light sold 1.5 million in 24 hours. Yeah, that's a good number. Good velocity points to more console players too if you check Steam data. It's a beautiful looking game. Plays a bit too much like a movie to me, but these are great numbers. Indeed, indeed. So I guess it turns out going woke doesn't always mean going broke after all, apparently. Or maybe they just got it wrong with this game being woke. I don't know. I don't know. But it seems like Grummz has changed his mind. He's not admitting to it, of course, but good on him. Good on him for actually seeing this game for what it is. And we got one last one, of course. Oh, this is good old Vara Dark. Vara Dark is one of those rare grifters because, most of them are, the typical white male neckbeard types. You all know the type, of course. She's not that way at all. She's, more of the pick me type, that kind of gets on board, and, obviously goes into this whole like, oh, because women aren't like the stereotypical women from like 50 years ago. That's a bad thing. That's a bad thing, even though she doesn't even, have these ideals for herself, of course. But, obviously she did, YouTube videos about this game, including this one right here, Bond Girls Uglified in 007 First Light, showing 3 of the female characters in the game in the thumbnail. Of course, obviously trying to push a certain agenda. Of course, if you've played the game, if you've actually played the game, this is not actually true at all. And besides, this is completely a subjective thing anyways. But I digress. She ended up playing the game, and here she is at the very end of her live stream. Let's see what she has to say. Let's see what she has to say here.
I bet you do, sweetheart. Guys, this is where we're gonna end the live stream.
Oh, okay. That's too bad.
Are going to be playing more of this on Saturday.
Playing more of it on Saturday. Huh. Really?
But not today, because this is where we are going to pause. Tomorrow, no stream here. I will be on FNT.
Okay. Well, that's enough to say, but sounds like if she's going to be replaying the game, she probably enjoyed it, and she streamed for quite a bit. This was a 4-hour live stream, covering all different segments of the game. I don't know if she started from the very beginning with this stream. Looks like not. Oh, this is not even from the beginning. Oh, okay. So she's actually streamed it more than once. Okay. So she's actually seemingly enjoying the game, because if this game was woke trash, And let's see if she has any comments about the character here.
See you later.
No comments about.
Fancy for this market, huh, lady?
Yeah. Okay.
It's a little suspicious.
But I digress. Obviously, people's opinions change naturally, but I always get a crack out of it at their shamelessness, and I just wanted to share a little bit of that with you guys. And if you haven't, of course, make sure to watch that video up there. Although, that's not the one for the spiel, but yeah, definitely watch this Ubisoft one. I thought it was a pretty good discussion that I did personally, and it hasn't got the views that I hoped it would. And it's more of a timeless video, so it's going to be applicable regardless, unless Ubisoft actually kind of pulls their head out of their ass. But that's enough for another topic entirely. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, be sure to check out that video, not the one that was on the screen there, but that one that's right there now. That's the most recent one that I did. And in the other corner, the algorithm's going to send something that's pretty fire. I think you're going to enjoy it. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe there down below. But that's going to be the last line.